All right, good day there. It's Wrench Gear here again from Wrench Gear's Adventures, and we got another bit of a project here on the go again today. Here it is, just about Christmas here of 2022, and we're up at Oma Wrench's house here for Christmas. And she said to me, she said, "Hey Wrench, you know what? I smelled something funny in the mighty Caravan here the other day. Maybe you want to have a look at it." She says, "I'm not sure if I smelled something smelled like a mouse. I don't know." So anyway, we're going to get into this thing and check it out. I actually just backed this thing out of the garage here, and I didn't smell anything. So that doesn't mean it's not there, but we're gonna get into it and check it all out. What we've had here in the past is that a few times we've had a mouse gets in to the ductwork, going up underneath the hood or in through the wheel here, or down in the vents here along the windshield or by the windshield wipers, whatever. Anyway, they somehow seem to get into the fresh air intakes, and they'll get onto that cabin air filter inside there, and they make a nest on there. Whatever, nest for the winter time. So I'm not sure if that's what happened this time again. I've had that a few times in the past on this vehicle. So we're going to pull that cabin air filter out and check it out. I'm not sure that there's one in there. I didn't smell anything just now when I got into the van. So we're going to check it out anyway and see what's going on. So this cabin air filter here is it's located in behind the glove box area here up in the dash. So we're gonna have to empty this glove box out, and we will be dropping the glove box door down here a little bit, and we're just gonna unhook a little they have a little thing on right there, that black job going to a string, and it's on a spring, and it kind of holds this thing so that it drops slowly on its own, and it doesn't drop down super fast and clink and bang and everything else. Reverse shock absorber type of thing, whatever. So it comes down by itself. Anyway, we're going to unhook this thing here. It's kind of a little plastic tab in a... I just have to pull it back towards me if I can here. It's hard to do it. We've got a camera in one hand here, slotted back. It's kind of in a keyhole, and it just popped back, and it just goes back in by itself there. And we'll deal with that later to hook it back up. It's a very simple, easy thing. We have to push these sides over to get them to kind of unhook from the sides, and it's a bit of a tough thing to do here. I gotta use two hands to do it. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Can I do it? Here goes. Okay, bending them in, and it's all cold out here, so there's probably brittle plastic. Come on, baby. Okay, I got them unhooked. Got them unhooked with some struggling, and the whole thing's gonna drop down. So here's this little cable that I just unhooked here a minute ago. And it's wraps through here, and it's onto this spring and onto this here gizmo, whatever that is. So when you pull on that, you can see how this is gonna move, and it's pulls it out, and it lets that glove box door down a little bit easier. So the cabin air filter is located right behind this. Where is it? Right behind this guy here. We're just gonna take that cover off, and we're going to pull it out. And you do that with, on the end here, there's a plastic tab. There's one on each side. So you kind of push it this way, just a little bit, just to unhook it from a clip behind. And same on this other end. And we're going to just push this one this way and unhook it, and this whole cover comes off. Okay, so we got the cover off. Here's the cover. Very simple, very easy to do. So here's the cabin air filter right here. Right here. It just slides straight in a slot. You just slide it in, slide it out. Nothing else holds it in. So, you know, a cabin air filter, it's very similar to the air filter for your engine. It just filters out fresh air coming into the seating area, the cabin of the vehicle. And, you know, a lot of vehicles have these, some don't. For instance, my F-150 does not have one of these. My old Caravans did have them. This newer Caravan has one. A lot of vehicles have them, some don't. Anyway, it's just supposed to, you know, when you're going down gravel roads and such, and you get a bunch of dust and dirt and whatever getting picked up by the intake air system, you know, to go through your air conditioning and your heater and all that stuff. They started filtering this air quite a few years ago now, but they filter this air out, so it's supposed to be better for you for breathing, and maybe, I don't know, contaminants and hay fever and who knows what else will all get caught in here. But I'm interested to see what's going to be sitting on top of this filter as I slide it out. Like I said, years ago, or a few times, I've had a mouse nest on top of there, and the place stinks like absolute crap. Especially when you turn the heater on and you blow warm air through it or suck air through it and this and that, and holy mackerel, does it ever stink. This time, I'm guessing that this will be relatively clean on top, or at least no mouse nest on top of it, because I don't smell anything here. But I'm going to pull it out now, and we're going to have a quick look. So I'm pulling it out, and bingo, it's clean. There's nothing on it. This here almost looks like maybe something was chewing on it once. I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any other evidence of anything, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. But the rest of the filter seems to be okay. There's a little bit of stuff in between the pleats, but not bad. I think... Anyway, there's no mouse nest on it. I had a mouse nest on here one time, honestly. Thing looked like Donald Trump's hair. It was a great big, thick, great woolly nest on there. And when I pulled it out of the slot, a lot of it got stuck on top, and then it was on top, and it fell down as I pulled it out. And down in there is the blower motor, the squirrel cage fan. I got my fingers on the squirrel cage fan now. I can feel it down in here. Down in there, I'm spinning the fan. It's sitting vertical like this. I pulled this filter out, and that whole mouse nest fell down on top of that fan. I had to take that fan motor out and everything else. Anyway, this is not the case this time. So we're going to take this thing out, and we're going to turn it upside down, and we're going to smack it a few times, so if there's any mess or whatever in there for the winter time, it can come out, and we're going to call it a day. I don't have a new one because I wasn't expecting to do this job, and we live reasonably far away from here, so what I might do is I may get my brother-in-law to pick one up locally here. They live not too far away, and come over and replace this. Anyway, there's an arrow indicated for airflow. I don't know if this thing blows up or blows down, quite honestly, but anyway, it came out with that potential chewed section right there facing upwards, so I'm going to push it back in this orientation with that facing upwards, and then the airflow is going the same way through. So this, I'm going to turn it this way, and we're going to slide that baby in there. Which way does it go? Wrong. It goes this way here. And we're going to slide that into that slot. And there it goes, and it goes. And it's a very simple thing to do. So to change your cabin air filter, it's just what I've done here, and it's very simple and very easy to do. This is only it's less than a 5-minute job to do this. This cover snaps back on. I don't think it matters if it goes this way or goes this way. I think it's the same both ways. So we're going to try and push him up into there with one hand. If I can do this with one hand. And we're gonna, they're clipped in, both sides clipped in. And that's in. So that's all it would take. So the hardest part of this whole job now is just to get this door back up. Get the glove box door, the box itself, whatever, and then get these guys. This is what I was struggling with before. Get them hooked back around the sides here. To pull this little cable on is kind of no big deal. You pull it out all the way. Close the door, the box halfway up, like this. See if I can do this here. Ouch. So we've got it pulled out all the way. We're going to push it in through here. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to slip it out of our hands. It's kind of cold out here. My fingers are getting numb. So let's try this again. Oh, for crying out loud. It's hard to do when you got a camera in one hand. Alright, well, now I've done it. I lost the thing. Alright, hang on a minute here. Alright, so I got it going here. I've just pushed it in through from behind again. And got this guy here. I'm going to just pull the glove box down a little bit, and that will pop right into place. Like so. So he's hooked on. So now we're going to struggle a little bit with pushing this stuff sideways to hook it up in behind here. Like so. And again on this side here and there. Okay, so that's it. Gonna load this thing back full of all of her goodies and her stuff. Throw this all back in there. Everybody's got these things loaded up so much with stuff nobody knows what it is. Here's using old countertop samples here as scrapers for the ice. It's an old trick my dad used to do all the time. And here we got all this stuff. Sticking it all in there. And here's some more of these here, countertop samples. And that's it. So, no mouse nest on the cabin air filter. I don't know what she was smelling. I don't smell anything in here. I don't know where else to go with any of this, other than maybe set a mouse trap to underneath the seats in here, but whatever. So, oh, here's something here. This thing here, it's good to have one of these in, people who are a little bit older in age and not so steady on their feet anymore. This is limestone grit. And it's hard as anything. Well, it's crushed limestone is what it is. I think that's number 2 size. Anyway, she keeps this little, well, I've made this up for her. She keeps this little container here up between the seats, and when she's out shopping somewhere or whatever, if she pulls into a spot or into a parking lot that looks like it's very icy, she reaches down, grab that thing, spread a little bit outside the door, and steps down on it, so she's a little bit more sure-footed during the wintertime when she's out going. So anyway, that's a little thing. So getting back to this whole cabin air filter, that's how you go about changing one. That's how you go about checking one if it's full of mouse poop, whatever. Anyway, it looked pretty good and pretty clean to me. So that's it for that one there, I guess. And the old Caravan, the mighty Caravan there, she's looking all good for the winter time. And that'll do it, I guess. So I'm not sure where else to go on this one, but we're gonna call it quits at that. So we'll call this a change cabin air filter video. So anyway, till next time we have another little bit of a project. This is Wrench Gear from Wrench Gear's Adventures. Please press the like and subscribe button. Helps my little channel here grow. If you like what I did there, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like what I did, let me know that too. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whichever you feel is good. Then at least I know people are checking out what I might be doing. So All right. Merry Christmas to everybody, and yeah, we'll come up with something a little bit different next time.